Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Again, a look at Derek Wong, our first look, your first look at, we've seen him, but your first look at Derek Wong coming up, our director, later on today. It is Friday. All of our guests today, including Thomas Drance from The Athletic, are brought to you by Langley Chrysler. Don't miss the game because your car needs servicing. Langley Chrysler will pick up service and drop off your car so you don't have to miss the action. Valet service only at langleychrysler.com. Canucks defeat the Coyotes 5-1. Reporting on it from Del Boca Vista West in Palm Springs, California. It's Thomas Drance from The Athletic. How are you, sir?
Oh, gentlemen, I'm doing well.
Okay.
There better not be any vodka on that orange juice, boy.
No, too early for me, Rick. But enjoying the life down here, enjoying some vacation. Nice to see that Rick decided to honor my trip with his shirt choice too. Thanks, buddy.
You and I are
solidarity.
Good pals. I knew you were coming on from the heat, so I brought the heat too.
I feel out of place here.
Love it.
Yeah, hey, the vodka might help. Who knows if there is a vodka there. Okay, so how do you explain this, Thomas? You know, the playoffs, they're probably not going to happen. They're not going to happen. But injuries, they lose Pearson. I mean, we're not just talking injuries. Besser, Hughes, and they managed to win on back-to-back nights. And I know the Coyotes are the Coyotes, but Vegas was desperate. What is happening with this Vancouver team?
Well, I'm almost wondering, Donnie, you know, every time the pressure is off, right? Yeah. They go into Colorado, right? They go into Vegas. When the pressure is off and the playoffs look like they're dead and this team, you know, no one would bat an eyelash if they lost. All of a sudden they put in great performances, 60-minute performances, the types of mature, complete performances that this team simply can't muster. It seems when it's a game against the Detroit Red Wings that, hey, if you win that one, you might really have a shot. And so, you know, I do sort of wonder how much of it is the fact that once the pressure is off and they can just freely play, that they're able to win versus these sort of times where no one's expecting anything from them. There's no Quinn Hughes, Alex Chase on the top line, sure, whatever. And all of a sudden you're putting in these stellar 5-1 performances on back-to-back nights in the Southwestern United States. You know, that's a big question for management too, because you do need a group capable of being at their best when the chips are down.
Bo Horvat is hot. He now has 30 goals, 2 last night in, under 20 seconds, but 30 goals despite the COVID dip he experienced in January. What are you seeing from the captain?
Well, I mean, I'm a guy who's always been a big fan of Bo Horvat's game, and I wasn't among the chorus criticizing his performance post-COVID. I assumed that was the issue. When I talked with him a couple weeks after it had passed, when his game was beginning to grind back into gear, you know, not using it as an excuse, but he commented on how surprised he was by the degree to which his athletic performance and just his feel, his level, his wind, his legs suffered as a result of the illness that he suffered and the layoff that ensued, particularly the Kafka-esque layoff where, you know, he was free to leave his hotel room after 5 days, but couldn't re-enter Canada for some measure of time beyond that. So, you know, I do think that had an impact, but more than that, I think you're seeing Bo Horvat be basically the guy he is, which is a really capable matchup centerman with more offensive value than defensive value. And he's become a really good finisher, especially from that bumper spot on the power play, but across the board. Bo Horvat elevates his game when it matters. A 17-0 performance in the circle last night. Wild stuff. And I just sort of was watching that performance last night and thinking about it. And I thought, you know, what a pity it is that this guy at 26 years old has done nothing but be a good soldier for this organization, said the right things when it mattered, has come off as authentic and, you know, having a moral conscience in a market that sort of demands it. And yet, you know, this epic performance to seal a 30-goal season and go 17-0 in the draw kind of doesn't matter. You know, this is a player that deserves an awful lot better at this stage of his career, in my view. And it's on the organization to give it to him.
Thomas, your thoughts on Spencer Martin, 2-year deal, one way. This is your backup, my friend, for the next 2 years for the Vancouver Canucks. Your thoughts on the contract signing today for Martin?
Well, first of all, I'm very happy for Spencer Martin. I mean, We're talking about a player who signed an extension solely so that the Tampa Bay Lightning could use him for protection compliance ahead of the expansion draft. It's his 6th professional contract, Rick, and it's his first with one-way money. So this is the first year that he'll be guaranteed, first 2 years that he'll be guaranteed an NHL salary. Yep. What a great story. What a great accomplishment for a player who's put in a lot of time, a lot of miles on the bus to earn this type of shot. And now the club wants to give him a chance to see, like they think he's earned it, not just with what he did to stabilize their play in net when Demko and Halak had their COVID issues in February, but also in Abbotsford this year, the work he's put in with Curtis Sanford. I think he's won a lot of fans throughout the organization. They proved that today. And one thing that's really interesting is if you go through what an average backup in the NHL makes these days, Rick, it's about $2 million.
That's
so
right.
This is coming in at the extreme low end in terms of evaluation for the Canucks. And when you combine that with a $5 million starter in Demko, you're looking at an under $6 million spend in net, considering the way that the Canucks have had, cap issues throughout the lineup, inefficiencies throughout the lineup. I mean, we're still watching the second most expensive NHL blue line, struggle to both defend and transition the puck. I mean, there's still work to do, but if you have a $6 million battery in net, first of all, next season, that's going to help you offset the 1.9 to Holtby. It's going to help you offset the 1.25 to Halak. And that 1.25 could become 1.5 in a hurry, gentlemen, particularly because Halak's on a run of 940 goaltending over his last 4 appearances, including another strong performance last night. So that's going to help you weather that for next season. And then the year after could be a real source of efficiency for this lineup, at least if they can figure out how to rationalize their books in a variety of other areas.
Thomas, one last one for me. We're going to get ripped here in the media because of the Boudreau story, and everyone's, here these guys go again. But the Canucks are not giving you any clarity, Thomas. They're not telling Bruce if he's going to be back or not, and that's just going to names are going to start popping up. What's going on with Bruce Boudreau, and why haven't they told him yet if he's back or not?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I knew. I don't understand it. It's just sort of another bizarre wrinkle in an organization that specializes in these types of things. And at some point, at some point, the story shouldn't be about how the media covers this run of bizarre stories that the club seems to be constantly embroiled in regarding key leadership, but should instead be on the organization to just stop being so odd in how you handle, management, coaching, how you handle the transition within your organization from a leadership perspective. And also, gentlemen, how you align the long-term interests of the organization with the short-term interests of key decision makers, including the head coach. Let's not see the same old story again with the coach sort of playing out the string without being incentivized to think about what's best for this organization. Some clarity would be a good look for a team that's given its fans far too few of it, right? The organization has not been clear enough about what's guiding decision-making dating back years from the Trevor Linden departure through to, how long they were loyal to both Benning and Green. Then we all know what happened with Green and the lame duck year in 2021. I mean, it's just a run of decisions that are impossible to interpret. And anyone sort of saying that the media is creating that, I don't think is paying attention to the fact that there's one after another sort of staffing decisions that this organization has made that's impossible to make heads or tails of.
Yeah. Part of our job, if we're not getting the information, is to speculate. Unsigned into the Delaney's OK Tire and Langley inbox. Please sign your text, folks. Are you guys interviewing a poolside DJ? You've got the look with the headphones, the microphone, the whole bit.
I've also got the pool.
You also got the pool.
Have you jumped in the pool yet? Can you do it for us right now?
No, I've got too much clothes on. Man. Too many electronics.
Yeah,
you know what? Come on.
Got my headphones.
Probably not a good idea.
Yeah. Also, let's be real, gentlemen. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
No. Apparently, Rick does.
Okay. Good point.
But look at this. He's on vacation and he's working.
Look at that great guy. Palm Springs, right? You're in Palm Springs.
Yeah. This is the Tom Springs, but it's the WeWork. It's the WeWork Palm Springs, as far as I'm concerned. So been a nice time down here, grinding away.
Thanks for the invite.
You're welcome, sir.
With you there, it wouldn't be a vacation. Thomas, thanks for this.
I'd just be interrupting him.
Yeah. We'd just be yelling at each other like we always do on the phone.
Well, cheers, boys. Thanks for having me.
Okay, safe travels. Thanks, Thomas. Appreciate it. Thomas Drance, the Athletic Canucks over Arizona 5-1 after a 5-1 victory over Vegas.